Hey, welcome back. Oh, gotta change my video settings. Oop, there we go. So, it has been 2 days, almost exactly, and I have been doing it. I actually wrote 2 chapters. I went from 19 to 21. And surprisingly, I also got another power stone, which I was not expecting. I used to have one, now I had two. So I guess somebody actually did see that I updated and just read it, which surprises me. There are some views. I guess they don't count as real views. I don't really know how the metrics work or what they consider to be deep reading behavior, but so be it. It's fine. Over time will grow. And I also updated the cover. They have an AI generated system that you can use to type in words, and it'll make an image based off of that. So I did it. I can pull it up actually. Let me just. There you go. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I actually went through, generated several, but they have like a certain number that you can only do per day, kind of like refreshes every day. So I'm gonna try to get some more. I'm pretty happy with how Richter looks. I kind of wish that he was slightly more muscular on the arms because he's supposed to be like lean, but still well built. So like not like massively huge, but just like reasonably larger biceps is what I would prefer. But I like that he looks like older because he is supposed to be 24, so I appreciate that his like general look isn't like a 16-year-old, which is quite common. And the other characters don't really match. Like Rio does not look like this, at least not in my headcanon. This is definitely not. This could be Brent, I guess, but Brent's supposed to be like black and have a shaved head. But trying to get it to understand more than one character's description was a bit tough. And I'm happy enough with the background itself, like the debris, the shadowy figure, the irises, the mana. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The grip on the katana is also kind of interesting. I don't even know like what's going on there. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I'm just honestly quite happy that I've been doing it. I won't be able to keep up 1 chapter per day forever, but I plan to do as much as I can while I can. And I'd like to start getting ahead. As writing becomes easier, it will stay that way. And I can produce them at a faster rate. But right now it takes me several hours to get a chapter done. Just getting through all of the word count. I try to do 1500 at minimum, and sometimes it goes above if I'm trying to finish like a fight or a conversation or a scene. Aside from that, I just aim for 1500 because I think that's a solid word length to start, and I try not to have too much needless exposition or fluff, so hopefully that helps chapters feel longer as well. But this is the most recent chapter I just published. And I will start work on the other one pretty soon. But I wanted to just talk about kind of how I go through, because I do use Grammarly. I don't have a paid version of it, but I really like using Grammarly once I finish a chapter because I can just copy paste the whole thing inside and then see the different suggestions that it has. And this gives me an idea. And of course, because of how it's made here, let me just, I guess, show what this looks like. So if I just take all of this, Control C, I'll just copy it as well. Put it in a new one just so I don't overwrite anything. It's to tell a story. I'm doing general, neutral. It's fine. I am doing informal because it's not like official writing. And it gives me suggestions and everything about what's going on. Of course, some of these aren't really actually things I need to change. Like this is supposed to be this way because it's a form of dialogue. So that's fine. This is fine. Above board, not above the board. So a lot of these things can be just ignored because they're not actually things I have to change. Particularly when it comes to dialogue, I try to write dialogue as close to how it would be said as possible, not necessarily how it would be written. correctly, because it's dialogue, it's what someone is saying. So instead of saying what the hell, it's just the hell is that. It also helps add character in some cases. Grit versus Grits is awkward. I think Drek as a name has not really been recognized here. It doesn't really quite understand that. And it is written, I tend to write most things past tense. Like, it's like as it's happening, it's kind of happening like in the past in a way. It's like a massive earth wall rose up to protect them. So instead of a massive earth wall rises up to protect them. I might switch between doing past tense and present tense, but I always think that writing present tense feels weird in some cases. And in general, I aim for like a 90 or above on the overall score. I don't really know how much it means in general, but I like using this just as like a basic metric, if nothing else, because I don't have much else to go off of. So again, like this is like cracks and crumbles. It's just tough, like as the wall slowly cracks and crumbles, or as the wall slowly cracked and crumbled. It's tough to say if I mean, I don't know. It's tough with things like that. But other things, it's just like helping you realize where you can cut down on repetition. Where's an example that I fixed already? So yeah, it takes like several hours because I have to write the chapter and then I put it in here, and I try to fix a lot of the issues. Plenty of times I'll just misspell something or forget a word, which is an easy fix. Other times are less obvious. And Grammarly looks a lot different in its layout than it used to. Like 2 years ago when I was writing for the first time, it looked a lot different as far as how it functioned. But, I mean, you could pay for Grammarly. There may come a time where I do. But for now, it's not necessary in my opinion. Overall, I'm pretty good with where I sit. I'm quite happy with it. Below average on vocab. That's okay though. I don't necessarily want to use too many unique words and rare words. I don't want to go overboard on synonyms, mainly because I acknowledge that there's quite a few readers who are not native English speakers, and so I don't want to complicate things too much. Alright. Hopefully the audio is not too loud. Turn it down a little bit. I decided to put some lo-fi in the background just to have, so it's not a completely silent discussion. Let me see if I can find where it was. I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, here it is. So originally I had Dreckenstell nodded at each... No, that's not it. Yeah, here it is. So each paled slightly at the sight of a massive plant mass flying in their direction. Originally, I had it as each one paled slightly, but that's redundant because each and one kind of both accomplish the same thing in that they both are referencing multiple individuals. So saying each one is just redundant. I did it to each, which is which is the final version. But small things like that are really hard to pick up when you're writing a chapter. So it's nice to go back and kind of fix that. And it seems like a small detail. It's not going to ruin the novel, but those things add up. And if I can reduce a word here or there and just kind of make it a little bit more focused, you know, one word here, one word there, I might save upwards of 20 to 30 words on a chapter just by kind of checking and reducing redundancy. So I like to do that. Hopefully I can continue doing this. I appreciate that Grammarly has a free service. So I'm grateful for that. This is another case where it's like otherwise. See, if I were to read this, I would read it without a break. So otherwise it'd end up on the bounty board too. I wouldn't pause after I said otherwise. But it's not dialogue, so I'm torn on whether or not I actually should add it. I think it's one of those cases where it's either or. Because it's not really formal writing, I'm not as worried about it. But it's just about keeping pacing on track. I don't like there having too many sentences where it's like read a sentence and like there's a pause in between, and the next one is the same way, and then the same way. I like to have sentences that just kind of flow straight through as well, but that's difficult in the grand scheme of things. Also, I hate that when you post it into Grammarly, it kind of gets rid of all of like the spaces. But just in general, the spaces don't translate well between full size and phone screens. I don't know how many read on their phone, but I feel very bad for them if they're reading this, because unless you like double space everything, it gets really messy. I'm not sure if there's a way to fix it. Also, you can't, like, tab doesn't work. Normally when you tab to indent things, you can't tab. Shift tab does not do that either. So like I can't really fix that, which is frustrating, because you're supposed to, you know, kind of indent when you start a new bit of dialogue, like a new speaker. But I can't really do that unless I just space something like several times every time I want to do that, and that's just going to be a huge pain. So maybe I'm missing a feature, but oh well. Anyways, that's just a little bit of insight into how my writing is going. I was looking at my my cover though, because I was curious. I was worried that it was a little bit too generic, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I almost couldn't use it because they were trying to tell me that it was inappropriate, and I was like, I have no idea what y'all. So I just saved as an image, and then I just uploaded it like that, and it was fine. I have no idea. It's really weird. But regardless, that's how things are looking. I'm pretty happy with the synopsis. I might update it at some point, though. That's okay. I don't really know how the power stuff works. I have no idea. I don't really want to vote for my own novel either, because that's kind of awkward. Is it not kind of awkward to vote for your own novel? That just feels like kind of weird. This was because I was just testing it out. Like, I didn't know what it really did. And now I'm forever stuck on this page, which is a little awkward. But that's okay. Anyways, I am tired. It's 11:43 when I'm recording this. I was writing from like 1 through 10 p.m. Not straight through, but just taking breaks between to like do stuff, to eat, dinner, so on. But yeah. So it takes me like all day to get a chapter out, which is part of why I quit originally. It's because I was just so kind of tired. Like, my whole day was just spent writing. And when college started up, there was no way I could keep that up. Like, it would take me like 3 or 4 days just to get through one chapter, and I just didn't end up doing that. So, but yeah, I've been feeling good about how I write, at least recently. I'm not sure if the same issues will rear their head as I get further along, but right now I'm pretty happy with how things are. I don't expect my channel to really take off in any meaningful way in any span of time. Like refreshing the video still has no views, of course, which is not surprising. It only has like 12 impressions at most, 10 impressions in the first day. So channels that are new take a long time, and it's not like the most flattering video either. So I'm hoping that this one will do a little bit better. That's okay. Anyways, really the idea is that as I grow and get an audience, they will kind of siphon from Webnovel over to YouTube as well to consume more of my content. That's the idea. I'm not really expecting anybody on YouTube to just click on my videos and watch them, even if they're already watching other book-related content creators or novelists. Regardless, I'm pretty happy with how this is. Other things I don't really understand is that there's a bold... let me like show this, because I am very curious. There's a bold function, but I can't, like, it doesn't make a difference. Am I crazy? There's no difference. I don't know if it displays differently in the actual... Let me just click on... How do I... Can I get back to... How do I... Hello? I have no idea. I'm trying to get to that page where it was just like showing the whole... I can't. Anyways, that's fine. But yeah, I've just been enjoying my time. I won't have as much time coming up, but If I can just get faster at writing, it won't be an issue. Man, 15 minutes have already flown by. I can't believe that. That is so fast. I'll try to work on the audio balancing in the future so that the lo-fi is not too loud. I'm not sure if it's too loud right now. It's bouncing at about 45 to 40 because I turned it down. Earlier it was like 35 to 30, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Man, talking sure does get to me. As far as contracts, I don't plan to apply for a contract, potentially ever. If I can earn my revenue from Patreon, from YouTube, things like that, memberships, then I would like to keep my novels, all of my novels, just free for anybody to read. And that also kind of helps protect me from piracy, because if it's a free novel, then it's not really possible to pirate it, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the idea, but we'll see what happens. It's optimistic, for sure. Interesting metrics, though. 45% other. Anyways. What is playing right now, by the way? Hold on. Oh, we're good. That's confusing. Do I have anything else to add? I don't think so. Maybe I should read that, by the way. Whoops. Might be worth reading. Anyways. I had a great time writing this, though. It does kind of drive me nuts thinking about writing again tomorrow. And I could try getting ahead tonight, but I've learned that writing at night really just exhausts my mind. So I don't want to do that. Anyways. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to call it there. If you somehow found this video and you just listened to me ramble for 17 minutes, then awesome. And if you enjoyed or found any insight into my process, fantastic as well. But I'll see you in the next one. I'm Rhett, or you can call me that. And bye-bye.